What's up? What's good? What's popping? What's cracking? What's percolating? What is really good in the hood? It is your man Theo Butler, and it is Saturday, the first week of college football. Y'all know what that means, don't you? Yes, it is SEC Superhero Saturday. We here talking comics. We here talking SEC college football. Yes, we are. It is 10 o'clock in the morning. It is September 2nd. 2023. If y'all ain't got up, y'all get on up. Feel free. This is an informal show. We going all the way up to kickoff, 12 o'clock. 2 hours. We getting in, we getting out, buckle up. Make sure you good to go. Make sure you got your breakfast, whatever you talk about it. We got scores, we got highlights, we got spreads. Yes, we do. We got action figures. We do. We got action figures. We got comic book related news. We got superhero related news. We got all of that right here. One place, one channel. Let's make sure we get up with these notes and everything. And that's like be the last thing that super chat. I don't know about that. The live chat. I be trying to do all that and everything like that. But we got it. Let's take a look at what's going on, Ronnie. What's going on? Let's take a look here at what we got going on today, because this is college football Saturday, right? It is. So let's take a look at it. Georgia versus Tennessee Martin. You see, Tennessee Martin. I could not find a spread on this, and I found out why when I saw what Vegas had out there. They got Georgia minus 44. What's going on? I tell them what's going on. They got Georgia minus 44. I'm starting off with college football because last week Ronnie said, "Hey, Mr. Theo, start off with college football." So we starting off with college football. So yes, Georgia 44.5 over UT Martin. LSU versus FSU. That game is tomorrow, 7:30 ABC. LSU -2. They at home, -2. I don't know how you feel about that. The game for Georgia, 6 p.m. today, SEC Network. Yeah, appreciate you. Yes, sir. What's going on, RC? What's going on? So, South Dakota versus Missouri. We saw what wound up happening in that game. Missouri took care of business 35-10. Missouri. It's crazy. They were -1, -1.5. Ball State versus Kentucky. That game is at 12 p.m. Like I said, we're going to get you in, get you out so you can go ahead and watch your college football. Go get ahead and get your hair cut. Get your nails done. Go to the mall. Get your hair done, nails did, whatever. We're going to get you in and get it out. Anyway, Ball State versus Kentucky. That game is at 12 p.m. The odd maker, Vegas likes Kentucky by 26.5. So figure it out if you want to do it in. Here's the game that I'm interested in today, though. Virginia versus Tennessee. We're going to see, was Tennessee all that in the bag of chips last year? Because we saw what happened after they lost to Georgia. But Tennessee is picked by 27.5. So that's Tennessee minus 27.5 over Virginia. That game is at 12 p.m. today. Arkansas versus Western Carolina. That game is at 1 p.m. on the SEC Network. 4TY, 40. 40, that's what you're saying, 40. Arkansas versus West Carolina. I had to go find the spread because it wasn't on, shout out to Bleacher Report. It wasn't on Bleacher Report, but they like Arkansas minus 24. Mercer versus Ole Miss. That game is at 2 p.m. on the SEC Network. They like Ole Miss minus 30. Oh, I don't get First week of the season, y'all figure it out. So then from there, UMass versus Auburn. That's at 3:30 p.m. on the SEC Network. The odds makers like Auburn by 35. They do. Southern Louisiana versus Mississippi State. That's at 4 p.m. on the SEC Network. I was not able to find a spread. You know what that means? The odds maker like them to kick their head in. I don't know how you feel about it, but that is totally up to you. New Mexico State versus Texas A&M. That game is at 7 p.m. tonight on ESPN. The odds makers like Texas A&M by 38. That's a lot. That's a lot, considering what Texas A&M looked like last year. But they do have the talent. Texas A&M has the talent. The question is whether or not they had a coach to go along with it. Jimbo Fisher has hired a new offense coordinator, so we shall see. Then 7:30 p.m. on the SEC network today, we have Middle Tennessee taking on Alabama, and they like Alabama minus 40. I like Alabama. I don't know. I'm thinking Alabama minus 35, so we're going to see. But what about the games that took place, the games that we talked about last week? I talked about two SEC teams specifically because those two teams are going to wind up playing each other sooner than later. I talked about Vanderbilt and I talked about Florida. I talked about those two teams specifically last week. What wound up happening? Well, Vandy covered, taking down Hawaii in a high-scoring game, 35-28. Vanderbilt putting up 35 points. That's not a surprise. It's not. Vanderbilt giving up 28 points to Hawaii, even though Hawaii was at home. I'm a little bit concerned about Vanderbilt's defense going into SEC play. The spread was 7.5. Spread was 7.5. They didn't cover. And if you bet on that game, you was mad as hell about that half a point because they did not cover. They didn't cover. That concerns me because what's your defense is having a hard time taking care of business with Hawaii. What's going to happen when you play the Kentuckys of the world? Because you're going to play them. And even though Florida's offense, and we will talk about Florida later on, didn't necessarily look that wonderful, didn't look that good, you having a hard time keeping Hawaii up out the end zone. We're going to see what it looked like. So they didn't cover the spread. Total yards for Vandy were 297 yards, with 257 coming through the air. So Vanderbilt, they threw the ball halfway decent. They couldn't run the football. So you throw the ball halfway decent against Hawaii. You can't run the football at all. Let me tell you something. As a Commodore fan, you got to have mixed feelings about the victory. Why? You covered. Your offense put up 35 points, but you only had 297 yards, 258 which came through the air. That means you couldn't run the ball. You couldn't run the football against Hawaii, who's never been known for having a stout defense, a stout run defense. I can't think of the last time I heard somebody say that Hawaii's defensive line was just something to be scared of. I've never heard that. Y'all make sure y'all click like, share, subscribe, and everything while we got this show going on. But I've never heard that even when Hawaii played Georgia, when DJ Shockley was quarterbacking, way back in the day, when they made it to a big time bowl game, nobody talked about Hawaii's defense being all the front seven. No. So yeah, that if you're a Vanderbilt fan, you should be concerned. So how did Vanderbilt win? That would be a great question. Hawaii did turn the ball over twice. Hawaii did turn the ball over twice. And with that win, the Commodores should be 2-0 after their game next week. Well, this week against Alaska. That's got to be Arkansas A&M. That can't be Alaska A&M. I refuse to believe that I put Alaska. That's got to be Alabama A&M typo and everything like that. They need that game to work on their defense because right now, like I said, they got Wake Forest next week. Y'all need me to say that one more time? Vanderbilt needs today's game to work on their defense because they got Wake Forest next week. And let's be perfectly clear. They lost to Wake Forest last year 42-25. They did, and they got dominated in all facets of the game. That was with Vandy being home. They going on the road this time around to play Wake Forest. All I'm going to say is we're going to have to wait for both games to wrap up to get the under over, but I wouldn't be surprised if the starting spread is Wake Forest minus 14. I'm just going to tell you. They beat Elon 37-17. They were minus 22.5. They didn't cover either, but y'all see where I'm going with this, right? Right. They're like, no, you're not putting up 20 nothing. So I'm liking next week. I like Wake Forest. I'm gonna let y'all know what that spread is gonna be, but I like Wake Forest at home over Vanderbilt. I'm starting to spread off at Wake Forest minus 14. We're gonna see what it looked like. We're gonna definitely keep that up, keep that going on with y'all and everything like that. Anyway, I did say that this was superheroes, SEC football. This week, y'all know how we get down and everything like that. Recast T'Challa, we talk about it and everything like that. We talk about other things on Twitter besides Recast T'Challa. One of the things I responded to on Twitter, I responded to a comment on Twitter in regards to Disney's agendas. In regards to superhero movies, regardless of who you are, regardless of whether this is your first day tuning in to the Rock With Me Nation, where we're talking SEC football and superheroes, regardless of whether you follow me, it don't matter. Regardless of whether you look like me, you don't. It don't matter. When you talk to people in regards to what's going on with Disney, I think it's safe to say we've seen agendas. Whether you agree with the agenda, see how you coming on here, Nico, that's real disrespectful. Low key, that's why you see how you come in? You see how you come in? My show. You want to talk about the equalizer? You do that on your thing. I got something that I'm talking about on my show. Dude, you be rude, you be low-key insensitive, and I don't be wanting to do that with you. That's low-key why I don't deal with you, because you are insensitive. You are insensitive. So I'm doing what I'm trying to do for my channel. I love football. I love superheroes. That's what I'm talking about. This ain't the Equalizer Saturday. It's not. It's not. I don't like doing that with you, but low key, you be trying my patience, and I don't like my patience being tried, especially on my show where I'm trying to do something to build up interest, a fan base in not only this channel, but trying to bring awareness in regards to the character, and also trying to talk about football, something that I love. You talking about the Equalizer, dude? Just saying. Anyway, that's you having an agenda. You coming on this show, you want to talk about the Equalizer. That was your agenda, not college football, not superheroes, because Denzel Washington, the Equalizer, is not a superhero. He's not. He's a vigilante, but not a superhero. That was you coming on this show having an agenda. Anyway, everybody got to get on the code in this stream. Yeah. So here we go. Let's keep it right along. Agendas. When we look at, I think it's safe to say, regardless of how you feel, whether you feel good about it, whether you feel bad about it, we've all seen Disney have agendas. We've seen Disney have agendas in regards to gender bending. We've seen Disney have agendas in regards to race swapping. We've seen Disney have agendas in regards to sexual orientation. We've all seen it. We've all seen it. I'd love to tell you that there are some people in the Recast T'Challa movement that don't have agendas, but we just saw that. So the thing is that in every movement, in every entertainment group, there are going to be people with agendas. If you have a strong leadership, though, those agendas get squashed, because those agendas, what they wind up doing, what they have the possibility of doing, is damaging the movement in and of itself. Everybody don't come in with the movement first, just like when we look at politics. Everybody don't come in with the policy first. Let me see if I can attach something onto it to get what I want approved right along with the main point. Well, that's what some people have been trying to do. Let me see if I can get people to like She-Hulk if I attach something else to it. No, you just need to, you don't need to attach femininity on top of She-Hulk. She's a female superhero. She's a lawyer. You don't need to spin that. You don't need to spin that any type of way whatsoever. She has better control over her emotions as the She-Hulk than Bruce does as the Hulk. You don't need to spin that no way. That is what that is. That was in the comics. You don't need to attach an agenda to that. It's right there. Comic book fans can tell when you have an agenda towards something. It'd be no difference than if we had a movie or a Alpha Flight show where we wanted to make the main focus North Star's sexuality. You don't need to make the show about North Star sexuality. him being gay, that's going to pop up anyway. We will never see North Star in a loving embrace with the female. So you don't have to overshow that, because you're not going to overshow Clark and Lois. You're going to overshow Elektra and Daredevil. You're not going to overshow Mary Jane and Peter. It's just there. It's already built in. It's built into the recipe. So what you're going to wind up doing is you're going to wind up pushing an agenda. We're trying to tell you all the time, comic book fans come from all walks of life. So they spot the agendas. Anyway, like I said, what I can tell you is that the core recast T'Challa embraces the mindset of Wakanda. The only agenda we have is the titular character being recast. That's it. We're not going to get caught up in gender. You know why? Because that's not what Wakanda is about. We're not going to get caught up in sexual orientation. You know why? Because that's not what Wakanda is about. We damn sure not going to get caught up in race and ethnicity situations. You know why? Because we know that T'Chaka adopted Hunter. So that eliminates all of that in and of itself, which brings me to this point right here, because I said that we were talking comics, superheroes, SEC football, and everything like that. Recast T'Challa. Y'all will love this one. I notice we get a lot of pushback social media. We've been getting pushback since we first said recast T'Challa. And what did everybody say? He died in the comics. Can I call this the student section of SEC Superhero Saturday? The student section. So when you know, you know. When you know, you know, and you just sit back and you just look at people and you smile. When people make that statement, male, female, LGBTQ, heterosexual, person of color, non-person of color, when they make that statement that T'Challa died in the comics, here's what they just told you. And I just wanted to make sure I kept it where it was. Now, when they tell you that he died in the comics, beside the fact that it's an obvious lie, they lying when they say something about Nakia. Because in that whole entire run, when he was knocking on heaven, when he was knocking, right? Aurora was his lady. Nakia was nowhere in that storyline. She wasn't in the Deadliest of the Species storyline. She wasn't in the Power storyline. She wasn't in the Doom War storyline. So how does somebody who say he died in the comics be fiending for him and Nakia to be together? She was nowhere to be found. So Deadliest of the Species and Power. That's 12 comics. Don't know who calling me right now. That's my brother Aaron the Big Word Brinkley. I have to shout him out later on. But she died. They say he died in the comics. Nakia was nowhere to be found for 12 issues, right? Doom War was another 6 issues, right? Watch this. Claws of the Panther. Claws of the Panther. That was Shuri Dolo. That was Shuri Dolo as series as the Black Panther. Nakia didn't show up in that one either. So that's about 20 comics, 20 issues where Nakia never showed up. But those same people who say that T'Challa died in the comics are the same people that tell you, well, he's supposed to be with Nakia. No, that's you lying. That's you lying. Now watch this. Those same people that say he died in the comics and that Shuri is supposed to be the Black Panther, they'll mention Reginald Hudlin. They'll mention Christopher Priest. You know who they look over? Which is crazy as hell. Because if you read it, like you say you read it, you would never look past this author, because this author actually wrote her as the Black Panther longer than Reginald Hudlin did. It's John Mayberry. It's John Mayberry. You don't talk about him, though. Why not? Because of that. But he did write her as the Black Panther longer than Reginald Hudlin. Reginald Hudlin did create her, but he didn't write her for the Black Panther longer than John Mayberry. Why y'all never talk about him? You never talk about it, and that'd be a telltale sign right there. But you never talk about him. I got another one. Watch this. Zuri and W'Kabi, the same people that, oh, T'Challa died in the comics. Shuri's supposed to be the Black Panther. You know, they never mention what happened to W'Kabi and Zuri. Never. They never say anything. And if you read those comics, I'm going to say it one more time. If you read those comics, you would know the role that Zuri and W'Kabi played in Shuri becoming the Black Panther. You wouldn't undersell them two like that. But what wound up happening? Well, in the movie, we saw Forrest Whitaker play Zuri. Does anybody know what Zuri looks like for real? Big Ronnie, what's going on? I see we got that cup of coffee going on. Does anybody remember what Zuri looked like in the comics? He might have been he's probably as tall as Forrest Whitaker. But the last time I saw Forrest Whitaker look like he could have played Zuri, it wasn't Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, but it was the first movie I saw Forrest Whitaker in. He played a high school football player. That was the last time I seen Forrest Whitaker look like he could play Zuri. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. And if you know, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That was the last time Forrest Whitaker looked like he could have played Zuri. Well, what happened to W'Kabi? Did W'Kabi go out in the movie like he did in the comics? Because I would like what W'Kabi and Zuri did in the comics was quite heroic. It was. But you don't talk about them like that. I got another one for you. And y'all gonna love this one right here. In regards to the comics, if you read Deadliest of the Species, I'm gonna say it one more time. If you read Deadliest of the Species, because that's the story arc they keep quoting, and it's only 6 issues. Deadliest of the Species is only a 6-issue run. Power comes in right after that. That's a 6-issue run. Doom War comes in right after that. That's a 6-issue run. Now, mind you, I would think that they would be able to talk to us about Doom War because Shuri is the Black Panther when Dr. Doom decides to invade Wakanda. It's not T'Challa, right? Right. Okay. Who died in that storyline? Defending the Queen Mother Ramonda. Matter of fact, who died? What story arc did they die in defending the Queen Mother Ramonda? Because all of these people that love to say misogyny, misogynar, men just don't want this, men just don't want that. You know, it was quite a few dudes. It was quite a few dudes that died in that storyline on behalf of women. On behalf of women, in the service of women, out of respect to women, they died. We never talk about, matter of fact, in that particular storyline, T'Challa supposedly died. Those same people who tell you that he died, it's specifics they don't mention. They never mention the fact that it was Dr. Doom that did it. They always say Namor. So that tell me you didn't read. So they don't have that going on. I'm sorry, I'm looking at some online. So they never quote that part, right? Right. They never talk about the role Zara Vari played, because Zara Vari actually plays an instrumental role in that storyline, all the way from Deadliest of the Species through Power to Doom War. They never talk about it. They never talk about Flea. They don't. They never mention it. They never mention the other Panther avatar that T'Challa went to go see. They don't. They never even mention Dr. Doom. How in the hell do you talk about that storyline? You know so much about that, the fact that T'Challa died, you never mention Dr. Doom. Never mentioned it. As a matter of fact, they never, and I'm saying this for those who were capping for Shorty, you never talk about the fact that Shorty was the one who told him, if I ever catch you in Wakanda again, I'm gonna dead you on the spot. Never talk about it. That whole storyline would make a dope animated film. It would. It absolutely would. And to your point, yes, it was Sion. Those that say T'Challa died in the movies, you never talk about Sion either. And that's crazy. How you don't talk about the dude who literally sacrificed his life? See, in the comics, it didn't play out like that. In the comics, Queen Mother Ramonda was still living. Had they tried to adapt this storyline for the movies, it would have been Sion who would have jumped in the water to save Queen Mother Ramonda and died bringing her back. No, we don't want to tell that story though, because in the comics, he jumped in the way of a bullet meant for the Queen Mother Ramonda and died. Yeah, that's his brother. And when I say his brother, that's T'Chaka's brother. T'Chaka, who was survived by his brother, younger brother, his wife, his son, his daughter, and his adopted son. His brother, who later on would lay down his life to protect his brother's wife. I mentioned all that because it's amazing what you could do to resolve relationships between black men and black women if you play these stories out right. It's amazing what you can do for black and brown, black and white relations if you play these stories out right. But as somebody alluded to, everybody got an agenda. Your agenda should be just to tell the damn story. That's really what your agenda should be. But like I said, sometimes we just can't get our own way, or as Wesley Snipes said in Blade, I don't know if it was Blade 1 or 2, some mugs always trying to ice skate uphill. So we gonna keep the party going and everything like that. I thank y'all so much for rocking with me. We are at 10:27. We got an hour and 33 minutes before 12 o'clock kickoff. And I promise to get y'all out of here in that particular time frame. Let's talk about this thing though. So I want to keep the party going. We did talk about Vanderbilt. We did talk about that. Did you see the Florida game? Florida took on Utah. Florida took on Utah. Utah was minus seven, if I'm not mistaken. -7 or 2, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to get into it. I'll be able to tell you because I want to make sure I tell y'all right. I did not understand what was going on. There we go. Utah. Florida fell to Utah, number 14, Utah, 24-11. Theo, did you know that the Marvel Legends Secret Invasion, Nick Fury and Black Goliath is out? I know that Black Goliath is out. I do have Black Goliath on pre-order. I could have ordered it yesterday. I did, but me and my wife was talking. I said, you know what? Because I would have been ordering it from Canada, and that would have took the price up from 20-something bucks to 50-something bucks. And I ain't doing that. So as soon as I get the Black Goliath action figure in hand, I will make sure I bring that review to you. I do have the Nick Fury action figure. It is not the one from that. Don't want that. Not looking for that. My Nick Fury don't wear no Scully. He too dope for that. Bars. So I do have a Nick Fury action figure. That there were 3 versions of the Nick Fury action figure that I have that were released, and I'll definitely be more than happy to discuss that one. Why that actually should have been the Nick Fury action figure they brought in, but I get it. Hasbro Marvel Legends, when it comes to the MCU action figures, they ain't got that much, they don't have that much say so. You gotta support the studio. Now, it's not their fault that the studio doesn't really know what we're looking for. You would think the studio would lock into the fans. But as we've seen on various publications, various media websites, the studio is locked into the studio. Hey, it ain't my money. It ain't my money. Shout out to Asura. It ain't my money. I'm not spending it like that. But the investors are starting to feel some type of way about their money. Yeah, Saturday is usually errand running day for me. Yeah, Florida got spanked like a bad step. Yeah, listen, I'm gonna stay right there because we shifting gears. Thank you. We're gonna stay right there. Anyway, I think it's safe to say that Utah covered. Their spread was 12.5. That's what Utah's spread was versus Florida. It was 12.5. I think it's safe to say that they covered. UF had a total of 346 yards with 333 coming through the air. That means they couldn't run the football. Peace and blessings. What's going on, Dre Matt? What's going on? That means when it comes to now, Utah has a stout defense. Every year they talk about Utah having a great defense and everything like that. Still, this is Florida. This is an SEC team. You could not even get 50 yards rushing. That don't look good. That don't look good. I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan. I love Georgia. Not going to act like that. And I know that whatever Florida did against Utah, that's against Utah. But going forward, heading into SEC play, you got to be able to run the football. Why? Because the quarterback that Florida has, I'm not going to say Florida doesn't have weapons. It just don't look right. It's just, this ain't the Tim Tebow years. This ain't the Chris Lee. No, this ain't none of that. This ain't even last year. It looked like a car that's having a problem shifting gears on the offensive side. And then defensively, that wasn't even the starting quarterback from Utah. Now, he was a dual threat quarterback, but the starting quarterback for Utah, no, he didn't really play. And this is what wound up happening. This is just a few takeaways from the game because I did watch it. UF outgained the Utes 346 to 270. Hey, Mr. Theo, if you don't mind me asking, what is the Miami Hurricanes doing this weekend? I'm a fan of that team. They already played. Everything like that. While I have it here, definitely don't mind you asking. Appreciate that, Ronnie. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Let me go to the Bleacher Report. Week 1, SEC. Let me go to ACC real quick. Miami took down Miami of Ohio yesterday 38-3. So Miami, the Hurricanes did win yesterday 38-3 against their namesake. So yeah, UF outgained Utah 346 to 270. That's what happened. Time of possession was also in the Gators' favor. 31 minutes and 57 seconds to 28 minutes and 3 seconds. I know that's not that much, but it is. They had the ball. You know where else they had more numbers than Utah? The Gators had 9 penalties. The Gators had 9 penalties for 45 yards and gave up 5 sacks. Now, a gentleman said to me yesterday, he's like, well, Florida had a whole bunch of penalties. Listen, I tell you like I told him, penalties, injuries, that's part of the game. That's part of the game. Everybody that went into this offseason had the same amount of reps, barring weather conditions and everything like that, to work on discipline. This is a big fella and everything like that. I said, you know what, me and you probably played football at some point in time. We know what that looked like because I was an outside linebacker. We scrimmaging. Jump off sides if you want to. That's a disciplinary thing. So here's what you're telling me. You're telling me that in the same amount of time frame that everybody else had to practice, because this ain't just a Florida Gator thing. This was a Utah Utes thing. This was a Georgia Bulldog thing. What's going on, Blue? What's going on? Everybody had the same amount of time. What you're telling me is your players lack discipline. They didn't lock in like Utah's players locked in. You had 9 penalties. Now, it could have been the fact that they went on the road, but you know you got to go on the road. You like to think that they prepared for that. Yes, Utah did have the home field advantage, and they did have the crowd into it and everything like that. Listen, you got to prepare for that as a coaching staff. You got to prepare for that as an administration. Essentially, what I'm saying is this. As a Georgia Bulldog fan, if Georgia has a bunch of penalties and you tell me Georgia got beat by Alabama beat Georgia 24-10. Georgia could have had 10 penalties in the game. You know what I'm not going to say? Georgia had 10 penalties. No, Georgia got their ass whooped. That's what I've never been the person that's going to offer up an excuse. I'm not. I'd be sitting up there trying to figure out, well, damn, you got to get Georgia fired up to play Florida? I don't know why you got to get Georgia fired up to play Florida. Like, that's a rival game. I would talk on it, but I'm not going to offer, well, such and so-and-so got hurt. I know he got hurt. You know he got hurt. The whole nation know he got hurt. Next man up. It's a depth chart for a reason. No, we practice it. You the next person up. Step up and handle your business. No. Football. We're talking football, where everything is a part of that game and everything is supposed to be prepared for. Injuries, penalties. You're supposed to be able to overcome that because it's football. It's not your opponent's fault, nor is it an excuse. If you happen to suffer an injury, penalties, ball get kicked wide left, ball get kicked wide right. No. Don't. They missed a call. Don't none of that matter. Because it's all part of the game. we gonna keep up with these notes and everything like that. So yeah, it's all part of the game. But that is what wound up happening with Florida. So, and remember, now this is key. Florida's over win total is 5.5 games. Let me say that one more time. Florida's over win total is 5.5 games. Now, I'm not acting like that to say per se that I'm a Florida fan, that I don't like Florida. I don't. So when I look at the Gators, I'm saying to myself, Vegas, not 5.5 games. I beat Superhero. They lost yesterday to Utah, right? So let's talk about where, because they got it 5.5 games. If you're a Florida fan, you want to bet on this, you got to figure out where these 5.5 games are coming from. Not because it's not 5. It's not 5. No, you got to get 6 to win. So they play McNeese State next week. I like Florida. But here's where it gets interesting. Right after they play McNeese State, you say this one more time. Right after they play McNeese State, they got to play Tennessee. Tennessee is coming to the Swamp, but they got to play Tennessee right after they play McNeese State. So you look at Florida entering that game against Tennessee, more than likely 1-1. What do you think their record is going to be after that Tennessee game? Now, after that Tennessee game, they got to play, I'm thinking it says Utah, Charlotte of Utah. Yeah, they got to play Charlotte. Right after that Tennessee game, they got to play Charlotte. Now, what you would like to be, if you're Florida, is you would like to have 2 victories under your belt, because that game against Charlotte is going to get you 3, right? But what happens if Florida enters that game and they're 1-2? Well, you're going to be 2-2. But if you betting on Florida, you put money on Florida, you're a Florida fan, you got 2 wins, but you need 4 more. Not 3, you need 4 more. Did you know that ball version of Luke Cage was based on 8.5 Mr. Olympia, Ronnie Coleman? There are various panels that look like him. Sounds like a lawsuit to me from Ronnie's camp. Somebody need to do it's the comic book company. I get it. Because how can I say it? So in writing a book, one of the things that you look at, because you want the character that you're writing to grab hold. You want people to be interested in the character. Well, one of the things that I was taught is that, the easiest way to write a character is to base the character on somebody that you know. Now, that's if I'm writing a book per se, but if you're writing a superhero, a book in which the masses are going to be looking at this character, and you want this character to be appealing to the masses, then you would look at someone the masses would find appealing. I'm not surprised that when they looked at doing Nicholas Fury, they made him, pattern him after Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson crosses all demographics. It just is what it is. So I understand that. But you saw what Samuel Jackson had to do. He saw what they were doing, and he had to holler at them. Now, him hollering at them worked out for him. It worked out for Marvel. No lawsuit had to be pursued, but he did have to holler at them. If he don't holler at them, what are they doing? Probably just using his image and likeness and everything like that to pump up comic book sales. Well, In regard to Mr. Coleman, no different. You want Luke Cage to latch on. Now, what I would say to you is this. I like the action figure that I have. The face, by and large, is a cartoon face. It's not realistic. It's not based on anybody. When we look at the Monica Rambeau action figure, well, we've seen 2 action figures of her, 3, if you count the one that's coming out for the Marvels movie. Well, we know the initial version of Monica Rambeau was supposed to be based off of Pam Grier. They didn't do that. They gave her a basic generic face. Well, if you think about it, they paid that basic generic face off in that Dr. Doom 2-pack. They didn't even bother giving you a alternate head sculpt. The one that's masked, that's it. They don't give you another one. Know why? Because they probably don't know what she looked like up under that mask anyway. The best head sculpt, though, the best head sculpt came from Teyonah Parris. So what do you think, by and large, especially if she knocks the role out the park? She's done a great job from what I've seen, but she owns the role of Monica Rambeau. Who do you think Monica Rambeau will wind up looking like and acting like in the comics? It'll be Teyonah Parris. That's what's going to wind up happening. Now, the question is, will her camp or she be smart enough to notice it? If she's smart enough to notice it, she's smart enough to, her camp is smart enough to notice it and everything like that, she could do something for herself. Because Marvel not dumb. Cara Danvers don't act nothing like Brie Larson here. But if the goal is to make these characters more appealing, you attach them to the actor. Likeness. That's likeness. Likeness. That's what, that way when fans look at the character, oh, I know who that is. Because when these characters, by and large, put on civilian clothes, they all look alike. They all look alike. Several comic characters throughout the years are based off someone exactly. Samuel L. Jackson type actor would do almost any role as long as it's not an alphabet gang role. Exactly. I laugh out loud. Just got to come real correct and cut the check. Yeah, Sam got a multi-film. Sam played the long game. Sam played the, because he already know. We know who that character is. We know who that character looked like, and I'm pretty sure, and Sam might not read, it was probably somebody that read comics that know Sam. Hey, Sam, come here. What's up, motherfucker? Did you, bro? You doing something? Sam probably cracked open the comic book like, motherfucker. Damn. I don't remember signing no contract for this. Hey man, if I was you, I'd get on the phone. And Sam's like, Sam likes to act. Sam got money. Sam said, let me on Sam. So I put more spotlight on Sam. I can get some more money for Sam. That's what I can do. You show up in these Marvel movies. Okay, well, you know, you show up in these Marvel movies, you're going to do some other movies and everything like that. Then go on, handle your business, big dog. We still know who he is. And watch this. What was we sitting over here doing? Hey man, when y'all gonna do a comic book with Nick Fury in it? Like, I mean, the dude been over there for the longest damn time. Y'all didn't even gave us no Shield comics. Like, what's good in the hood? Well, if I'm not mistaken, we do have some comic books. Nick Fury does have a new comic book that's out right now. If I'm not mistaken, it's called The Furies. Let me make sure here. Let me see here. There you go. I'm gonna keep the party going though, because y'all rock with me. I'm rocking with y'all. Like I said, we up out of here at 12 o'clock. We got to make sure we get up over here. I missed a couple of calls this morning. Let me see. Nick Fury comic 2023. I know Marvel did say they were releasing one. Well, I guess we're not doing that. So we'll keep the party moving right along. We got 10 people. Oh, wait a minute. Fury. It's May 24, 2000. Who is Scorpio? So we do have it in here. So we will go ahead and do that. I like this, what we got going on right here. We pull it back out. We will make sure that we keep up with Marvel fandom. I like to keep up with people. Volume 3, Rock With Me Nation. Y'all rock these notes. in the comment section so y'all have it. Come on, quit playing. Here we go. I put that link in the comment section, everything. Y'all make sure y'all check that out. So we do have a new Nick Fury comic book that's out right now. So earlier I talked about Zara Vari. I think I spotted the problem. I think we can all, well, I think y'all get where I'm going with this. I spotted the problem in regards to what's going on with Black Panther, while we have issues with Black Panthers building up. So shout out to Mr. Ray Smith, my mentor and everything like that. Mr. Ray Smith, he's always felt some type of way about Reginald Hudlin's creation of Shuri. In essence, I find myself being able to separate myself from why the character was created and the character in and of itself. What do I mean with that? Well, I like Christopher Priest. I do. I find his writings amazing. I like what he was doing with Everett Ross. He basically made Everett Ross the eyes into Wakanda for people to be able to easily back and read Christopher Priest's run. There's quite a few times he refers to T'Challa as the guy in the kitty cat costume. I read writers come before him in regards to writing T'Challa. He did with Eric Killmonger. For a few issues in his run, he replaced T'Challa with Eric Killmonger. Nobody wanted it. We even have issues too where Eric goes to Avengers Mansion and everything like, hey man, I'm the new Black. Yeah, they had an adventure with him, but the Avengers did not accept Eric Killmonger as Black Panther. No, that costume don't make you a Black Panther. It don't make you the Black Panther. Well, around about the Christopher Priest introduced Kevin Cole. Last 12 issues of that run didn't do well. Here come Reginald Hudlin. Well, what does Reginald Hudlin have to do? Well, you removed T'Challa, took the spotlight off of him, got a little darker. So when Reginald Hudlin comes in, the first thing he has to do is he has to rebuild T'Challa. You got to rebuild T'Challa, put the spotlight on him, like focus in on him. Then we can do something about everybody else. That stagnates the growth of the secondary characters. You never get world building done properly because we keep tearing down the main character. Now I get it. Christopher Priest, when he was writing T'Challa, because let's be clear, Marvel, Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, they had a very determined mindset for T'Challa. That was supposed to be a king. They wanted brothers and sisters to see themselves, to be able to see themselves in a certain way. Well, not everybody can relate to that. I think it's safe to say the last Black man, a self-identified Black man himself. Well, Christopher Priest initially was concerned about writing T'Challa. And if you look at how they not as from the hood, and you relate to the street and you relate to the hood, all we got to do is look at Ryan Coogler. It's easier to write those stories. And if you look at the stories that T'Challa wound up doing, not only on Christopher Priest's run, but in Reginald Hudlin's run, he eventually returned to he at some point in time was in the streets. Not in Wakanda. Eve Ewing's run, that's the first time we seen him in the streets of Wakanda. But it's been at least 2 different times we've seen him in the streets of America fighting common crime like street level heroes. We saw that Christopher Priest run. We saw that in Reginald Hudlin's run. Now, I'm of the mindset that Christopher Priest felt like he needed to come up with a relatable character. And if you look at how people acted after Michael B. Jordan's excellent performance of Eric Killmonger. I'm not being petty. I'm not being sarcastic. No, to me, Michael B. Jordan nailed Eric Killmonger's persona. He did. Well, that's the street dude. So if you were trying to get street people to fall in love with this particular character in the comics, While they may have liked him on the screen, nobody cared. Nobody wanted to see T'Challa as a street dude, i.e. a thug, i.e. somebody that grew up in the inner city, somebody that was going to talk that type of trash, because we already got Sam Wilson and Luke Cage. So nobody wanted that. Well, we can't get in with the urban market. The urban market like what they like. They like him as a king. Let me see if I can do something different. The closest you're going to get, watch what I do with this one. EA Sports, if it's in the game, it's in the game. So they're doing a Black Panther video game. They talking about necessarily T'Challa not being on the throne, you being able to do something else. Well, you low-key kind of got a hint of that with Christopher Priest run. Christopher Priest introduced Hunter. Okay, well, who was Hunter? That's T'Challa's adopted brother. Okay, what ethnicity is Hunter? Right. What's the made-up race of Hunter? Right. Who's the oldest out of T'Challa and Hunter? Right. Watch this one. If something happened to T'Challa and Shuri, who's sitting on the throne in Wakanda? It's Hunter. That's who, and nobody ever wants to talk about that. No. It ain't Achilles. Yeah, no. You don't get to sit on the throne. It's at least two other people that come after T'Challa that's going to sit on the throne. Hunter. Okay. That would have been something to get people interested in. We introduced Hunter as the anti-hero, the version of Loki. Christopher Priest has stated that Hunter was supposed to be like Loki. We never got that far. Okay, well, who might Casper Cole appeal to? His mother's Jewish, non-black Jewish. She's not black, right? Still with a little bit of that street thug hood mentality to her. But by and large, that's the second person to put on that mantle after T'Challa. Wasn't the first one. It was Eric. Then it was Kevin. Did it work? No. Okay. Well, there could be an argument, man, because Mr. Smith would tell you he actually do feel this way. He feels like Reginald Hudlin created Shuri to replace T'Challa. Well, I'm not here to say one way or the other. Everybody call me this. So I'm not saying is this. On his way out, that's who had the mantle on. It was Shuri. On his way out, just like with Christopher Priest, on his way out, Kevin had on the mantle. Okay, Reginald Hudlin, on his person being able to get his way, Tosin would have had on the mantle. On his way out. But you know what would have wound up happening? Eve would have had to do what she's doing right now, probably differently. She would have had to go back, put the mantle back on T'Challa, and build T'Challa up. What winds up happening by and large when these new writers come in, they don't even acknowledge the other writers' previous. We know who Lois is. We know who Alfred is. We know who Tim is. We know who Dick is. We know who Jason is. We know who Cassandra Cain is. It's too many people that still don't know who Shuri is. And that is not the character's fault. It's too many people that don't know who Zalvari is. And that's not the character's fault. It's too many people that don't know who Queen Mother Ramunda is. And that's not the character's fault. What it is you have writers that don't put the characters first. They put themselves first. Stop. He didn't want publishing royalties. He wanted that picture deal. He made a smart move. Says he read comics and he goes to the comic book shop to get them. I think Marvel knew what was up. They purposely used Sam so he would reach out. Smart move. Remember when Norman Osborn looked like Tommy Lee Jones? You got to make these people relatable. Anyone else getting a pixelated stream? I hope not. Freezing 2. D. Steele, yeah, I thought that was just me. Is it still freezing? Introducing Shuri was a left retcon, in my opinion. It'll be, which actor do you think would be a good Hunter? Which actor do I think would be a good Hunter? Regé-Jean Page. What we doing? It's either Regé-Jean Page or Trevor Noah. I'll get one. Go, listen, if they don't go get Regé-Jean Page, I don't know. It's still freezing. Dang. Okay. tell me what we're looking like. I just put it on data, so we shouldn't have no freezing no more. We should be just going straight to whatever, because I was using the Wi-Fi and everything like that. But Trevor, no, absolutely, like it ain't that hard. Like Regajon Page is built in money. Regajon Page is that's built in money. That's the person that people thought you were talking about anyway when he left Bridgerton. So go ahead and bring that money in, cash that dude. He gonna smile. He gonna take his shirt off. Appreciate that, Steve. Thank you so much. I appreciate, and definitely, man, I appreciate y'all for letting me know what was going on. I did not know. Didn't know that it was going on. What I do is make sure that I use the data from the phone as opposed to using the internet Wi-Fi and everything, because we can't have that. Quality says a lot. But definitely, let's get Regajon Page on there. Take his shirt off. Women gonna love the dude. They women of all demographics gonna love that dude. He gonna kill it. You know, I believe he got the chops to play about. Hold on. Who could be his mother? Who could play Casper Cole's mother? You know, and I like her. She was in the movie Misery. The woman who the guy who wrote the book and everything like that, she kidnapped him, broke both his knees and everything like that. I would like to see her play the mother. Actually, you know what? She got the chops for it, because she was in the movie with Adam Sandler. We're talking football, right? The Water Boy. She was in the movie with Adam Sandler, because I like to see her be mean. I think she could play the hell out of a mean ass role. Now the question is, who would we pick to play Casper Cole's girlfriend? Pregnant girlfriend, everything like that. That would be the question, because you know what? Just because I think it would work, people might not see Regajon Page with her, and she's already been cast in a Marvel movie. She already has. But I would like to see the young lady that plays Shang-Chi's homegirl. I can just imagine people laughing when soon as she opened up her mouth and she snapped on him, and it don't sound like nothing they expected to come out of somebody's mouth that looked like her. I think the audience would die laughing. I changed my mind. Regajon Page is it. I couldn't remember who he was. Dungeons. Yeah, like that's built-in money. Like, hey, we're gonna need to see quite a few scenes. We're gonna need to have quite a few scenes where from the shirt, from the waist up, you don't have a shirt on. We just gonna make that there. Yeah, that's what that is and everything. Yeah, go ahead. Can y'all imagine Regajon Page with a fade? We got to get that dog to do with the Super Bowl fade and everything like that. But yeah, get that in there. So it's just something that I looked at. I'm like, there are people that have issues with Shorty. Okay, well, we ain't really seeing Shorty, and we shouldn't. We should. Got to revisit that run. Kind of forgot what she looked like. You know, we don't need to be focused on Shorty. Eve has to build up T'Challa. Now, mind you, she's introduced Besa, Natima, and everything like that, and I love that character. But what type of world building would we have if we could use the Zordis, we could use the Wakkabis, we could use the Scions, we could use the Casper Cole. If we hadn't overused Eric Killmonger, we could still use him, tell some fascinating stories with him. But there are quite a few other characters out there. Cantu in the mute zone. Hopefully we see him. What I want to say? Venom, Horatio Walters, and his husband Taku. We don't get this. These auxiliary characters in Wakanda. Achilles. Bruh. The fact that you killed off Achilles for no damn reason has me in my feelings. It really, really does. I don't know what your game plan was. Don't really care. That's the problem. That's the trend. I've seen it. I'm reporting the news. That's all I'm doing. But if you read those comics, you do see where these writers replaced this dude on the way out. You saw that. You read that. You do see where the writer that comes in has to rebuild up that character, T'Challa, before they can do anything else, before they can do any world building, before they can move on to the next chapter of T'Challa's life. They have to always restore the dude, rebuild the dude, do something with the dude to get him back where he's supposed to be. We don't do this with anybody else. We don't do this with anybody else, and that's exactly what that is at the end of the day. Make sure I keep up with these notes. Thank you, once again, thank y'all so much for letting me know what was going on with the streaming. Definitely don't want that to be out there and everything. I had some stuff that I want to bring to y'all this morning. I want to talk about somebody. Shout out to Kevin Graveau, Black Comic Lords. They did have Kevin Graveau on their channel last Sunday. Shemar Moore back in the day would have been a good Casper too. You said something. Now watch this. I low key. Now we don't do this, and I don't encourage this and anything like this. But I could low key. Watch this. This me being petty. I could low key race Ben Hunter and make Shemar Moore Hunter. that's is that really race bending? Is that really race bending if I make Shemar Moore Hunter? Is that really race bending? But I said something to y'all last week in regards to, like I said, Kevin Graveau was on the Black Comic Lords. Great video. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you go check it out. Great live stream and everything like that. We was talking about the action figure release of Blue Marvel in regards to that. And talking about how the action figure, how they would have preferred the action. He would have preferred the action figure to be in that original costume. Maybe in a 2-pack, they could have released it in a 2-pack where he had the traditional helmet with the cape, the Spartan helmet with the cape, and the 2-pack where he had on the vest. I myself, though, along with quite a few other people, looked at something that was perplexing. I know I did this on D-Real's video a while ago when he had the Blue Marvel. And it was just something that I just thought was peculiar. And I wanted to take the time out to point this out right here while we got the show going on. It's 11:05. We got 55 minutes to kickoff, and I promise you, I'm taking us all the way up to kickoff. We will be having a Q&A session where we talk questions about comic books, where we answer questions about who we think gonna win today's football game and everything. Y'all make sure y'all got it in there because we're gonna make sure we do what it do. So this is the Blue Marvel action figure. Now, Kevin did say he would have liked it if they would have incorporated the fact that his hair was gray. That's an easy enough fix for me right there. I got the paint to make it do what it do. So we got the Blue Marvel action figure. He wanted to play Cyborg on the big screen. I'm like, nah, way too old. And bro, you can't. You're a pretty boy, dude. Shemar, you pretty. You can't play Cyborg. Cyborg is not a pretty dude. You pretty. You pretty. You put a lot of work into being pretty. Handsome, if you want to say that. You don't have rugged good looks, though. You got pretty boy features. See, there's a difference. You got handsome. You got handsome, but you got pretty handsome, and you got ruggedly handsome. You pretty handsome. You pretty handsome. If best way I can say it, people might get offended. If you do, I'm sorry. This history. People trying to do away with American history. Let me say this one more time. African American history is American history. Shemar, you would have been the brother that was in the house back during the 1700s. You wouldn't have been doing no field work. You wouldn't have been doing no field work. You'd have been in the house, and you and the mistress, the slave master's wife, she might have saw something in you she ain't necessarily seeing the brothers outside. So you pretty. It is what it is. No, you can't play. You can't play nobody that's a thug. We didn't take you as a thug when you was on the Tyler Perry movie and you had them braids in you. We're not taking that. You're pretty boy. That's like Al B. Shore or one of them boys from the bar, like Chico DeBarge. Chico DeBarge done been locked up. I don't care that Chico DeBarge got his hair cut off, that he bald-headed. He a pretty boy. Kenyon Martin, he can have a tattoo on his arm that say badass yellow boy all day. Don't matter. You're pretty boy. You're pretty boy. So, but you're pretty boy. This Blue Marvel action figure. First of all, those of us that like Blue Marvel, those of us that like Kevin Graveau, we've been wanting this action figure. Some of us wanted it like this. That was me. I don't like capes, but I do understand the significance of capes now. Shout out to Black Comic Lord. But when I got this action figure, I was like, okay, well, you know, that's the costume that I wanted him in. Generic black head sculpt. My boy, we don't all have this type of hairstyle. We don't. If you actually, hey, fades, we don't rock flat tops no more. We just don't. And I know he from back then, but even now, he probably not wearing no hairstyle like that. He just not. But I got this dude. Now, this is Sabretooth. This is my version of Sabretooth. This is my version of Sabretooth. Everybody like, Theo, that's not the classic costume. I don't like the classic costume price. I don't. And what do I tell people? Get the action figure you want. Okay, well, this is my Sabretooth. That's Sabretooth. That's Sabretooth. Now, this is Sabretooth on what we consider not the Vulcan body, the Gladiator body, the Hyperion body. This is what we consider. Now, according to Kevin Graveau, he created the character. He's supposed to be tall. 6'6". Physically imposing. That's a basketball player. That's 3 inches shorter than LeBron James. But just as physically imposing as LeBron James. He's supposed to be 6'6", 2 something. Not in the 210s. Not in the 220. No, my dog is supposed to be looking like one of them wrestlers on the WWE. And I said it once before. I know some people don't like it. Dan stated himself before we got the Blue Marvel action figure that he was a Blue Marvel fan. So this is when I got to go look at quality control. I got to go look at the person that's in the room that say he's representing us. Okay, you in the room. You representing us. Good looking. We got the Blue Marvel action figure. Good looking. What we doing? What we doing? Yeah, see, 6'3", 210. What we doing? This Luke Cage, this Blue Marvel. It was easy. It was easy. The comic book character, Superman. You not putting no dude that's supposed to be a Superman character in this body. I don't know what y'all was thinking. I don't. So now here's where we're at with it. You finna give me you finna give me a Goliath action figure. Same thing, because Bill Foster is not small. Damn sure. I don't think Lawrence Fishburne's short at all. I don't. You finna give me a Goliath action figure that's the same scale of Scott Lang. Yes, I'm going to get it because it's Goliath. It's Bill Foster. But what could you have done? What did you not do? Fair questions. And we're trying to spend money. People think when you be complaining and everything like that, and that's the other thing. I know people going to check out the live. When people are complaining, just think about this, because I know some people like to be smart butts and everything. If you think you can do better, do better. Here's the thing. I want to spend money. People complain. Consumers complain about bad products, not because they don't want to spend money. It's because, honestly, they do want to spend money. I don't think anybody that did not go see Black Panther 2 last year, I don't think if they would have liked the movie, I don't think anybody that did not want to see the movie, had Marvel just released the movie that they wanted, would have had a problem spending that change. We've had people say they bought out movie theaters. Most male heroes aren't small. They're built like Olympic athletes. Right. I got Thor. It don't matter what version of Thor I get, whether it's an MCU version of Thor or whether I get the comic book version of Thor. That's not going to be a small guy. Okay. There are certain characters of color that shouldn't be small either. Luke Cage shouldn't be small. Rage shouldn't be small. Gentle shouldn't be small. Blue Marvel should not be small. Just shouldn't be. All those are basically like your Superman characters, your Hulk type characters, your Gladiator type characters, your Hyperion type characters, your Century type characters, as far as their build goes. And you putting them on regular bodies? Maybe the regular body is supposed to make him look more intellectual because he is smart. He is on par with Reed Richards. Maybe that's what that is. We can't have a dude looking bulky and people take him. I don't know why that's it, but you got to do better with that. Track stars are also in crazy shape. Yes, they are. As a matter of fact, speaking of crazy shapes and everything like that, we're going to keep the party moving. We are at 11:14. We can definitely do a Q&A period. If you have questions about superheroes, if you have comments and questions about college football, SEC football, need me to look up something, I'll definitely be more than happy to look it up and everything like that. But Hasbro. So I told y'all on the live stream on Wednesday that Hasbro Marvel Legends was releasing the Infinity Saga version of quite a few action figures. Black Widow, Tony Stark, he in the Iron Man Mark II armor, and if I'm not mistaken, the Iron Man Mark 46 armor. They were also going to be doing a Captain America Winter Soldier action figure. They were also going to be doing a Bruce Banner version of the Incredible Hulk, dressed out and everything like that. Because those action figures were going to be the Infinity Saga releases, I thought they were going to be $33 and some change. No, those action figures are regular price. So $22.99 is what you'll be looking at to get those action figures. If you have not started your action figure collection right now, I ain't saying, I'm just saying that would be a great place to go start. Also, Valorverse. Valorverse has got some new action figures in like that. You could definitely check those action figures out online. I believe they have the one with the wings and everything like that. Valorverse action figures, they are great to go right in line with your Marvel, Hasbro Legends, G.I. Joe. Hospital? Okay.
I was just letting you know because my hand is bigger than it was.
Okay. Wipe injured her hand. So yes, so Valorverse action figures and everything like that. Great way, especially with G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe Classified. They work wonderful with those, but not like we complaining because we don't want to spend money. No, we want to spend money. Who do you think the Gators have traditionally produced subpar to trash NFL? Why do you think the Gators have traditionally produced subpar to trash NFL QB? You know what? That's a great question because Steve Spurrier was a great quarterback with the Gators. Chris Leak, I think Chris Leak was a good pro-style quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. He was. I don't know if the arm strength was there, though. I do not know if the arm strength is there. But low-key, we would never know because his career, I'm going to go ahead and say it, his career at Florida, any potential career he would have had in the NFL was hindered when Urban Meyer brought Tim Tebow to the team. And I know why he brought Tim Tebow to the team. People don't look at Urban Meyer like that, but Urban Meyer runs a very specific offense. Alex Smith ran that offense when he was at Utah. Before he was at Utah, he was at Bowling Green. He ran that same offense, and he needs a certain type of athlete to run those plays. Well, as I alluded to last week, option quarterbacks, spread option quarterbacks, they don't do that well going into the NFL. The NFL wants you to be able to read the entire field. Well, when you are a RPO quarterback, you're only looking at one side of the field. That's it. You're looking at one side of the field, and if those are some dogs that you're facing on the defense, that one side of the field ain't open. Okay, well, there's nothing on the backside either because they some dogs. Offensive coordinators don't want that. They need you to be able to see the whole field. They need you to be able to manipulate the field with your eyes. They need you to be able to manipulate the field with some pump action. They need you to be able to manipulate the field with calling players in motion and sending them back in motion. That's what they need. They need you to have some athleticism, because if somebody come off the corner and nobody's open, they definitely need you to be able to get up out of dodge. But this right here, Tim Tebow didn't have that. It wasn't his fault. He wasn't asked to do it. This is what winds up happening when we get to, and I'm glad that you brought that up, because I'm going to be dropping some videos in regards to assisting people with helping young ladies play flag football. So if you are a flag football coach, I've been playing flag football since 1987. I graduated high school in 88. I'm going to say in 86. If you are a guy, female, and you want to pursue a job in coaching flag football and everything like that with young ladies, I got exactly what you need. Theo, will you ever make a dress down T'Challa figure? Somebody asked me about it, and also it might have been you. A dress down T'Challa figure to me is nothing more than just popping off the unsculpted head and putting it on another T'Challa figure. I'm gonna say another Marvel figure. I was gonna get with my wife to make some kente cloth and everything like that to put around the necks and everything, because I think that's by and large all you need to make it do what it do. But I would. There's some things that I'm definitely thinking about in regards to. I low key want to right the wrongs of what took place in the MCU. So that's my starting point. But we're gonna make it. We're gonna get there. Let me make sure I keep it with it. Grossman was decent for 5 minutes. He was good for 5, and he actually went to go play for the Chicago Bears. And if I'm not mistaken, he made it to the Super Bowl. He absolutely did. But he wasn't necessarily that dude. He wasn't. And this is what I would say to anybody. If you have a child or nephew, it don't matter. Because like I said, we do have flag football for young ladies. It don't matter what their speed is. Yes, you want them to be track athletes. A quarterback that can run a 4.2 40 is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm not taking nothing away from that. I want that myself. But I don't want my quarterback just to be able to run a 4.2 40. No, get these kids. If these kids show an affinity for the game and they love the game, sit them down at an early age in front of the, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I did this with my girls at Rickers. You want to learn how to read a zone and you young, sit them down in front of Madden. Sit them down in front of Madden and go over the coverages with them. Or break out your chalkboard or break out your grease board. A cover 2 is real simple. It's 2 safeties high. It is. And from there, you talk about coverages with the small person. Talk about what the corners are going to be able to do. This is how you teach that person that wants to play quarterback to recognize the coverage. You let them know you're basically in the middle of the field. Look at the center in front of you. That's the person that's snapping the ball to you, right? Right. Now look down the field right over the center's head. Do you see anybody behind the center? Slightly off to the left, slightly off to the right of the center. No? Okay. So do you see 2 people or do you see 1 person? That's how you teach them to start understanding zone principles. That's the person that you want to play quarterback for you, the person who can manipulate zone and man coverage. Watch this. I don't think Peyton Manning was that dude. I think we can all say that Peyton Manning was not that dude physically. I don't think none of us are bragging about Peyton Manning's arm strength. I don't think any of us are talking about Peyton Manning being a beast like Ben Roethlisberger, where he just throwing people off of him in the huddle, in the pocket. I don't think we're having that conversation. I don't think any of us could say Peyton Manning took off and turned the corner on anybody. I don't think we can say that. I don't think we can say any of that. Have you seen the Hot Toys 2.0 Black Panther figure? It's fire. Yes, I have. But because I'm planning on doing something special, the Black Panther action figure that I'm going to get, I'm going to bring it your way. The Black Panther action figure that I'm going to get is 1/6 scale. So off the rip, you know it's bigger than damn near anything else I got. And it transforms into a Black Panther. We just got to wait for it to become available. When it becomes available, I'm going to purchase it and I'm going to bring it to the Rock With Me Nation. And we are going to transform this Black Panther from his regular Panther form to an actual Black Panther form. That and they couldn't stop the run. Facts. So you need a quarterback that can read a coverage, and you need to get these kids early on if they're athletic. If you have a child, you got a son, and he can throw the ball the length of the field already, and he'll, excuse my language, he's a jet, then teach him how to read the field. Start off right now, because what these coaches wind up doing when they get these kids in Pee Wee League and everything like that, they're not necessarily concerned about your child's development as much as they're concerned about the wins and losses. And what they'll wind up doing is they'll wind up putting your child at quarterback, not give your child no play, and your child just take off running. So you want to be invested in your child's development as a quarterback. Like I said, I'm going to start doing a series of videos. I'm going to say right now, I've actually been a high school football coach, so I can't. Rock With Me Nation, should we, shouldn't we pay? Because I've had a coach go undefeated in Connecticut running my playbook, both offensively and defensively. So I don't necessarily know how you going undefeated. But anyway, we're gonna make it do what it do. What else? You know what I did? We got 36 minutes till kickoff, and I want to make sure we are using 36 minutes. Like I said, this is SEC Saturday and Superhero Saturday. I got something for y'all so when we talk about action figures, I look at action figures for a certain look. They gotta mean something to me. Shout out to Uncle Tim Rant and Rave and everything like that. He did a video a couple of days ago, and I couldn't agree more with what he was saying. The action figures, cause money don't grow on trees. These are not giving out Adrian Peterson any cares. Not going. Yeah, that's crazy. Joseph Dye ran right through them. He did. Money don't grow on trees. Action figures got to make sense to you. The action figure that you get got to make sense to you. You got to be able to see that action figure in your action figure collection. You're not just buying an action figure just for the action figure to just not do anything. That's not what we're doing. Well, I love me. I love my people and everything like that. Y'all know I'm real big on shining light on Africa representation. Y'all know I'm real big on it. And I don't care where I go find it. I be like, because I can see where somebody then did something with us and they ain't really making it like that. So what I mean when I say that, I got Power Ranger fans in the building. Power Rangers. Go Power Rangers. I got y'all in the building, right? And so y'all remember when I told y'all, I said that if you want to build up your action figure collection and you want to basically create you some young black superheroes that Marvel Legends isn't giving you, I said collect the Power Ranger action figures, because those are teenagers by and large, right? Yes, they are. Well, y'all remember the Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Y'all remember that. And y'all remember Jason, Power Ranger. OG Red Power Ranger. I like Jason. Austin then put on a little weight. He got a little chunky. Theo, where's your Ty-Rock action figure? Stop being Ty-Rock. You being petty. Knowing damn good well they ain't got one. They do have a matter of fact, you know what, Mr. Martin? You just made me think about something. I'm going to see if I can find it. So Todd McFarlane is releasing a new Black Lightning action figure. That's the best Black Lightning action figure I've seen up to date. I think it's going to be available for pre-order. That said, I do have this Black Lightning action figure right here. I do have that one. But let's see. There is supposed to be a new Jefferson Pierce Black Lightning action figure that he's going to be dropping. I see it right here. So what I'm going to do is take the link that I got right here, put it in the comment section. Y'all be able to go ahead and check that out yourselves and everything. But I like that Black Lightning action figure. I'm probably going to be checking that out. So I put the link down in the comment section. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out and everything like that. But I'm probably gonna be getting with that Black Lightning action figure. But where was I at? So Power Ranger action figures. I love us. I tell y'all, I love us. I don't just talk about it. I'm like that. I'm about that. I'm about that. But Power Rangers, I think they went to Power Rangers Zeo, if I'm not mistaken. Power Rangers Zeo, and I saw the hieroglyphics through Power Rangers Zeo. I know what that should have meant. I know what that should have been. But if you didn't see it, you didn't see it. I'm OG Power Rangers fan still. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's what's up. Moses Magnum figure with that George Jefferson hairline. I never understood why we just don't cut that off. But Power Rangers Zeo, like I said, there were a lot of hieroglyphics. There were a lot of things in Power Rangers Zeo that I knew was like, but I didn't say anything though, but I did take notice. So what wound up happening? Power Rangers released the Gold Ranger. Now, if you rocking with Power Rangers, we all know who the Gold Ranger was. We're not gonna do that. His Power Zord, we knew that was a pyramid, right? Right. Okay, so we knew who to go, right. I got my Gold Ranger right here. Gold Zeo Ranger. We're making it do what it do. I wasn't hearing that. I was like, y'all got me messed up. I don't know what y'all thinking. I felt some type of way because I was like, I know damn well. Yeah, so really, we got a Gold Ranger. His Zord is a pyramid. And I can't get him to look like a brother, whether it's a light-skinned brother or a dark-skinned brother or medium-skinned brother. I can't get that. He not, man, y'all stop. So, y'all already know how I get that. Is there a Misty Knight figure? This is the only Misty Knight figure that Hasbro Marvel Legends currently has. I do have the Misty Knight action figure. So yeah, I do. I got that. Listen, I've been trying to tell y'all. Listen, I love us. I love me. What did he say? I love me some me. I love me some us. We definitely need a new Misty Knight. But yeah, I love me some me though. I do. I don't even know how to tell y'all that. Like when I say I love me some us, and I'm not just the only one that say that either. Mr. Ray Smith, my brother D Real and everything like that, Aaron the Big Word, Brinkley, Gabbo. When we say we love us some us, and I'm gonna even mention his name, and I don't even rock with the dude no more. Fiance Talbot, we love us some us. We do. So when we go out and we look for action figures, the first people we looking for is us. We looking for us. We're not checking for nobody. Listen, we're not checking for nobody else. We not. We go in the action. We go in the toy store, the action figure aisle, and we looking for street profit stuff. We looking for street profit stuff. With Montez Ford them. That's where we at with. We taking head sculpts off Bobby Lashley and everything like that. That's where we at with it. We checking for us. Just like other folks go places and they looking for them, I'm gonna spend my hard-earned money. I'm gonna spend when I walk in my house, I want to see me. So that's what we're doing and everything like that. So you not finna. My thing is you just make sure I get this out. My thing was you just wasn't finna tell me this ain't me. Like you not finna give me a dude that's he got a pyramid for a Zord. He got a whole ass pyramid for a Zord, and the Zord looked like he coming up out of Egypt, and that's not me, or the devil is a lie. I don't care nothing about what you got going on. That's me all day. You can say what you want to. Egypt, that's in Africa. I'm not getting down with all that other stuff other folk got going on. No. That's in Africa. That's real easy. That's me right there. If this is Great Britain, we're having a different conversation. Australia, we're having a different conversation. Ireland, Scotland, building. If this was the Leaning Tower of Pisa that turned, or the Eiffel Tower that turned into a damn Zord, I ain't saying nothing. But the pyramid turned into a Zord from Egypt. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a brother all day. That's gonna be a brother all day. I don't care what they got going on. That's not what's gonna happen. I even got the head sculpt. I even got the head sculpt right here. That's not what's going on now. Yeah, I know that's Trey. Yeah, that's not going on there. That's not that. He gonna be called the Gold Ranger too, but I'm sorry, that's not what's gonna happen. Even if we're playing a video game character with facial customization, who do we create? Right. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, in my universe, you can make them what you want to make them in your universe. But if they come from the continent of Africa, that is not what we doing. I'm not mad. I'm not tripping. I'm just saying I'm not doing that. I'm probably gonna buy the action figure that look like he come that come from. If I know that's where that is, I'm probably gonna get that. But the head sculpt that you put on there, I'm popping that off. Not doing that. That's nice too. That's nice. That's his little tray. And of course we got the mandatory lightning effect. We get that. We get two fist hands. And y'all know what I like to say in regards to as soon as you take this off. What I like to say, soon as you take the action figure out the bag, do what? Bag it and tag it. That way you keep everything together. Put the head sculpt in there. Put the two fist hands in there. Lightning effect in there. Bag it. Tag it. You don't lose anything. They swear up and down Egypt don't belong. I don't be understanding that. Listen, I don't be understanding. I'm like, it's in Africa. Why, when it comes to this particular place, do you want me to act like I don't understand how to read a map? Like, in this area right here, you want me to act like you ain't gave me an education. It's right there. And until they succeed and have it legalized, you know what Egyptians are? Africans. Until they succeed from Africa, until they have their own country designated as Egypt, no, Egyptians are Africans. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Folks want to be in. You are African. You know what you're not? You're not an American. You're not Irish. Scotland, Ireland, France, Australia, China, Ukraine. You African. You African. I know, but you African. Might be a different ethnicity. You African. That's where you from. You African. And since we want to keep going in with what Blumenbach and Lingfield said, you black. from Africa, you black. It don't, and low key, it don't matter. If you from Africa, you black. And if you call yourself white, you not from America. I'm not making them rules up. You made them up. I read them. I researched them. They right there. You never disagreed with them. People that wrote thesis, doctorates on it and everything like that. If you call yourself white, you identify as white, you not Native American. You need to go back home too, if that's what you like to. You not from here. The only people that's from here, according to two white dudes, are brown or red people. I'm not making that up. That's what if two white folks said that, and we going off of what the two white folks said, and that's what you hanging your hat on, and that's what's got you feeling some type of way, whether you feeling inferior or superior. If you white, America is not your country. It's not. It belongs to somebody else. The only people this country belongs to are red people. So you can't be white, tell somebody to go back home. You got to go first. You can't be black. The only people in America that can tell people to go back where they came from are red people. And it was two white dudes that said that. And so if that's what you hanging your hat on, what the two white dudes said, then if you gonna hang your hat on what the white dude said, hang your hat on what the white dude said. Don't go back and forth. They said that, own that. That's not Superhero Saturday. That is school though. That's scholastic. So it does go with the Saturday. Another action figure that I want to talk about, because we are at the 139 mark. I think we got like 21 minutes. We can make it do what it do. I say we're going taking this show right up to kickoff. This is an action figure that I believe my brother D-Real preview, but I haven't done it myself. I know I did break the action figure out, but what I'm basically trying to do is get these action figures up off the wall. Can we live it off the wall? Live your life living off the wall. Come on. Y'all remember that song by Michael Jackson? Do what you want to do. It ain't no rules. It's up to no rules. It's time to come alive and party on right through the night. Off the wall, off the wall, off the wall, off the wall. If you my age, you remember that song by Michael Jackson. You remember the album Off the Wall, preceded Thriller, one of the best Michael Jackson albums, period. Off the Wall. Y'all go check that out. Off the Wall. Damn it, y'all made me go back in time. But yeah, 60 Wakanda 2 and Gabe Jones, those comments, color and technique. So I think D-Real still MJ's best album to me. Listen, Off the Wall. I was in New York when that album came out. So when Bob Madal had Afro, I think that was the last time we saw him dark skinned. Off the Wall was more fire album than Thriller. I'm just saying, like, I think that was the last time we saw Mike's Mike, like Madal and the Afro. Didn't he have a tux on with the bow tie? But like I said, we're doing these action figures. One of the reasons why I'm doing this is to make sure, because we got to have room for some more action figures and everything like that. More action figures will be coming on the way. To get them off the wall, to get them bagged and tagged so I can start doing more videos and everything like that. Like I said, I think my brother D-Real did do a action figure review of this particular action figure. If you haven't seen it on his channel, I have it here for you right now. And I'm going to give you a little hint. It sounds something like this. He'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe, a great American hero. G.I. Joe is there. Yeah, we got G.I. Joe. We got my brother Stalker right here. And yes, we're going to get him out of the box. We are going to bag him and tag him. We're going to make it do what it does when it does what it should. So we're going to get him up out of here. We're going to see what it comes with. This box is already broken out because we already had him. What's going on, LJ? Yeah, Thriller had jams, but Off the Wall set that flavor. It did. So now one of the reasons why it's taking me a while now to get these action figures is because I just wasn't organized like that. DC, there were no light-skinned blacks in comics. Even recently, Blue Marvel's kids are his complexion and their mama is white. They act like they can't get it. You know what? Because we're not in the building. I'm just going to say it again. We're not in the building. We're not in the building. Speaking of, which is crazy, we talking skin tones, because I was like, listen, y'all got to do something about these action figures. Every action figure, every black action figure don't need to be the same color. and they don't all need to have a flat top or be bald headed. Like if y'all need some head sculpts, we can get some cats in there with some head sculpts. But my dog is a Green Beret, so we got that in there. We got that in there and everything like that. I don't know how to do that person. So we do have his Green Beret cover. This is tight. Oh man. And he's got this scarf that goes over him. He and the Snake Eyes action figure that I have with Timber both have one. And we know he like to keep that thing on him. And when I say that thing, you know, y'all know what I mean. So we'll be putting this in his on his back. The brother comes with a ton of weapons. And this is why I say you have to be careful when you're doing this stuff because you don't want to lose it. Shout out to Dave from it wasn't Articulated Ninja. It was Dave. I can't remember. So you have this right here. I have this little piece right here. Displaying model behavior. Dave from Displaying Model Behavior. You want to make sure you do your best to keep up with these little pieces. And so if you don't have the proper storage, which is a plastic bag, if you don't have the proper with you know, the one where you press together and seal, if you don't have that, it's not the best thing to do because you don't want to lose the pieces. If you ever want to sell these action figures again, they lose money value when you lose the pieces. So the fact that you love the action figure, you may or may not sell. You may sell the action figure later on. Get you the Ziploc bags. Being very, very careful with this. He comes with a ton of accessories. Thinking this is the silencer. The reason why I'm thinking it's the silencer because there's the gun right there. You keep it with these notes. Do you see there were light skinned blacks? Let me see. Agreed. They still have the problem in animation too. They do. And it's brown. I don't know how you. Got this piece right here. Let's see. Stalker is G.I. Joe for me. For this dude to be so cold, he don't get enough exposure from the franchise. No, he don't. We only have one Stalker action figure. I think we got like 3 or 4 roadblocks. I was actually watching a video the other day, and what I do is I actually put the link to the video that I was watching in the comment section. They're talking about the G.I. Joes and everything like that, and I know they had their own comic book, and it was one comic book where I want to say like 5 Joes were killed and 2 of them were brothers. And I mean, when I brothers, I mean like they were African American. I like, it ain't like you got that many. it ain't like you got that many for you to be offering them like that. So I had some questions. So, but this is the Stalker action figure. And you can see my brother, he got some. It looked like his jaws clenched. He looked angry. I don't know. And I don't know. I guess it's a Jerry. I don't know what's going on with the hairstyle. I really don't know what we got going on with that. Listen, Hasbro. It ain't. Well, I guess that might be a fair fight, huh? Boy, look here. They're the same size, boy. Listen. They're the same size. I don't know. Stalker might put them things on them. I don't know. That is really. I shouldn't be able to do it like that. I shouldn't be able to do it like this. I should. Like I know because I shouldn't be able to do it like that. Like that's Blue Marvel. That's Stalker. They the same size. They the same size. They the same size. I know, but they the same size. They the same size. They the same size. Now let me talk about this stalker. Of course, he does come with his H harness. You know, he got that and everything. Got the strapped up shoulder right here where he can put his gun at and everything. I'm thinking this is where one of these guns go at, because like I said, my dog do have a lot going on. He's got another pouch over here. We're gonna store that knife right there. Then he's got the in the back. And I'm pretty sure. Now, here's the thing that I don't like. So if I do this, so I got that right. Okay. Okay, so I got that right. Okay. Okay, so clearly that ain't the one that go in. His sniper rifle is what goes in. So my dog got his sniper rifle. Y'all see that we working. Hold on. Like we did something crazy with this knife. We're trying to get this knife in here. All right. We starting to get him. We starting to get him geared up. We starting to get him geared up. I guess I need to put something in here. Okay. My dog really don't play the radio, so I guess that's what we're doing right there. My dog got his gun right there. Got that? Okay, well, we need to put that right there. Okay. So we got that. Now, I don't know what we're doing with this, but we ain't got to. We ain't got to worry about it. You know why? Because we didn't did enough equipping. Pieces that we have loose, this gun, this magazine round holder, his beret, and whatever this is, because I'm going to have to find out what that is later on. I have no idea what that is. Not a lot of fresh action figure phase. No, we got to do something about that. But anyway, listen, where we at? It is 9 minutes. 9 minutes before kickoff. 9 minutes. We coming at you every Saturday. I told you what I was going to do. We're going to have some more stuff coming up and everything like that. Next week, should I do a end show for the night? Nah, we'll talk about it next week. But listen, there are some new things that's coming your way on the channel. As I was talking to my brother D-Real, we're going to do stuff this way to make it more interesting. Well, what I like to say, more organized. So, SEC football, Superhero Saturday. We're going to do that every Saturday, 10 o'clock. We're going all the way up to kickoff time. On Tuesdays, we'll be doing action figures. Yes, we'll be doing action figures every Tuesday. You already know we got What a Week It Was Wednesday, set up for Wednesdays. I am working up for a Friday show to take us from 10 to 12. It's just something I want to do with a different mood swing, something, a different type of vibe and everything. Grown folk talk for grown folk from 10 p.m. to 12 o'clock a.m. Friday nights. I feel like there's a void there. I don't want to say I want to step in Kevin Samuel's shoes, but I definitely think we need something different than what Fit and Fresh were offering us. So to me, it's all about bringing Black people together, men and women together, or just helping us to be better when it comes to maintaining relationships. I done made my fair share of mistakes. So this is nothing where I'm going to be condescending, talking down to women, talking down to men. doing whatever simp stuff. No, we're going to be talking about fair expectations on this particular show. So look for that and everything like that. Like I said, it'll be coming your way Friday nights from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. We got to make sure we get that Quiet Storm hour and everything like that. We will be doing Wakanda Legends. I got to be bringing y'all more of that. I think what I'm going to wind up doing is just take Sundays off. And when I say Sundays off, we won't be necessarily having video content be uploaded up on Sundays, but Mondays we'll be having Legends of Wakanda. Tuesday we will be talking action figures. Wednesdays we will be talking What a Week It Was Wednesday. Thursday we will be doing comic book reviews because that's the day after Wednesday, right? That's the day after Wednesday. So Thursday we'll be having comic book reviews. Friday from 10 to 12 we're gonna be talking about R&B, music, folks just getting us together better as a people. And then Saturday from 10 to 12, football and superheroes. I think that's a great lineup. I just want to keep this channel to grow and do some different things and everything. And I don't want to be bringing y'all stuff sporadically. I want y'all to get used to stuff dropping on specific days. If you see something drop on Sunday, that's just because I felt like doing it. But we're going to keep lives. We're going to keep lives in there and everything like that. We're going to make lives more of this channel. We're going to try and bring y'all the content that y'all like. So if y'all want me to do something, or shorter than got aggressive and hit me up on X, inbox me on X. So if there's something you would like for me to cover, something you would like for me to talk about, an action figure, anything, let me know. Hit me up in the comment section. Hit me up on Messenger, wherever, and I damn sure dive into it and bring it to you the best way I possibly can and everything like that. That's my time. Kickoff, 6 minutes. Go get your hair. Go get you some food. Go get yourself refreshed. Go get your bathroom break. It's college football Saturday. I know where I'm fishing to be for the rest of the day. Click, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me and everything like that. Peace.